many of you have noted in your work this week, in your practice this week, different kinds of struggles with judgment and evaluation and self-criticism. So out of compassion for that, I developed a meditation on self-compassion. I want to say a couple words about it before we begin. You know, and I know you do know, as we work to develop our practice or develop our lives, no matter how hard we work, we're just these fragile, imperfect, kind of klutzy human beings. And it's just like that, you know. It's just like that. We can sort of have this illusion, it's a delusion, really, that, you know, somewhere along the lines, we're going to get it. We're going to get it right. And that if I don't have it right, you know, there's somebody somewhere out there who does. I kind of think it's what's behind, you know, the approval ratings of the president, you know, where we sort of have this fantasy that there's somebody who understands, you know, somebody who knows how to do this, certainly better than I do. And so we forget that we're just all doing the best we can with where we are right now in our lives, which sometimes is a little messy. Well, maybe more than sometimes. So it's sometimes hard to feel, it's sometimes, you know, when we do a compassion practice or a loving kindness practice, it can be a little bit easier to think about the people in Nepal who, you know, are experiencing the earthquake, or the Syrian refugees, or the boat people crossing the Mediterranean, or, you know, the people in Ferguson, or whoever it is, or even then, you know, maybe our neighbors next door, or our partners, or ourselves. That somehow this sort of abstract quality of kindness and compassion seems to work a little bit better than when it really comes down to the nuts and bolts of really this. I'm supposed to be compassionate to this? Maybe tomorrow when it's better, but I don't know about today. So it just can be really a challenge to bring that kind of care to our own suffering. And indeed, we can make our spiritual practice actually sort of the antithesis of compassion. You know, and we've kind of bumped into that sometimes this week, you know. I should be better. I should be trying harder. I should be pushing harder. I don't know what's wrong with me. All the rest of the people in this room are doing fine. I don't know what my problem is. And when I get better at my spiritual practice, then it'll be okay, or then I'll be okay, or something like that. And so we can kind of even use our spiritual practice, and sometimes we even come to our spiritual practice out of an effort to kind of fix ourselves. There's some inherent badness that we want to fix. And when we experience these kinds of challenges in our lives, there's a tendency to move out of the range of compassion to either a disregard for our frailties, our difficulties, or an overwhelm. We kind of collapse into them and kind of wallow in them and identify with them and make it who we are. And so the challenge of our practice really is to bring it into a quality of balance, seeing it clearly and greeting it with care, greeting those things with care, those qualities of care. And if we don't cultivate this kind of compassion and care for ourselves, pretty soon in our lives we're going to run out of gas. We're going to be trying to offer compassion and write those checks for Nepal and do all those good things and take care of all the pains of the world, and become either burned out and dry and dead or completely overwhelmed with it all. So there really needs to be that kind of compassion, and it needs to start at home. So I'm going to offer a self-compassion practice, of course understanding that, we're not trying to kind of make ourselves some narcissistic little islands, but rather that it's a place that we often neglect, and it needs, like our beautiful plant sometimes needs a little watering. So I wanted to offer a little watering this afternoon, so with a compassion practice. So if you'd like to make yourselves comfortable in whatever way the body wants, we can begin. So let's begin with the body. I'll talk about different aspects of our being human, and of course it isn't to imagine that they're in fact isolated from one another, but just as a way of trying to kind of orient and maybe focus our attention a little bit. So we'll start with the body. And begin by just taking a moment to be aware of the life of this body, how it is now. Remembering maybe how it has been in the past. The past being 2 seconds ago or 40 years ago. With an awareness of how the body may be in the future. This body. Sense how this body holds all the seasons of life, every moment. This moment right here, there is birth and aging, coming into being, going out of being, death. This very moment, this body is holding all the seasons of our lives. Reflect on the joy and delight that this body has given you, both within your own body itself, just all the goodness, and the ways that the body enables you to enact with this world through its senses. Reflect on the fragility of the body, its pains, its trials, its limits, its illnesses, its failures. Take a moment to reflect with great kindness on the painfulness of the fears and blame and resistance that you may have brought to this body as it has passed through periods of suffering and as it may be in a period of suffering right now. The ways we judge our bodies and are harsh with our bodies. And the pain of that. See how in doing all of this reflecting, you are exploring the life of all bodies everywhere. Bodies are like this. Sense whether you might be willing to hold the awareness of pain's fragility, the limits of this body, and the pains of just body, being a body, the limits of that. See if you might be willing to hold the awareness of these pains within a compassionate attention and care that is free from judgment, blame, and rejection, with just a knowing. Bodies are like this. This body is like this. It's okay. I care about you. If there is any part of your body that is suffering right now with pain or illness, you might bring your attention directly to that place of pain, releasing insofar as is possible any extra demand or fear. Offer to this place of pain or illness, or to your whole body, if that's where you are, the compassion that can know and embrace all suffering. I'll offer some words, and as always, please make the words your own. Don't be limited by my words. As you offer your body care, may there be healing. May there be freedom from suffering. May you know you are held in care. May there be ease and peace and goodness. May you be well. exquisite hard work every single moment of this body. As it works to sustain its life, see if it's possible to release any judgments you might have for any failures in this body. Any failures to function well or to keep itself healthy, to stay in balance. See if it's possible to bring forgiveness. For this frail human body that works so hard. And then pause for just a moment and simply listen, whatever that means to you. It doesn't mean thinking. Just see if the body has anything to say to you. It may not. See if the body likes being noticed and cared about. Sometimes if we haven't brought attention to something for some time and we turn our attention there, in this case the body can be a little grumpy, sort of like, well, it's about time. Look and see, what does the body have to say? And see if you can be kind with any resistance to any of this, any inability to connect with any of it, or to feel any care about the body. Can that too be known? And greeted with a compassionate heart. May there be healing. May there be appreciation of the brilliance of the body, of its goodness, all these parts working together as this intricate team. They work to keep the body alive, to release any invaders that come in that aren't to your benefit, to heal itself from injuries. May there be openness to change. May there be peace within change. allow myself to be present with this body, not some other body, some imagined body, but this one. May this body know ease, warmth, acceptance, and care. May this body be forgiven for its frailties and limitations, and may it be celebrated for its goodness and resilience. This body, this one. I'll invite you to bring compassionate care to the mind. And here, the word mind in English means many different things. So for purposes of this, mind means whatever you want it to mean. This mind that you have been given. Include awareness of moments of clarity and wisdom, understanding, insight, and guidance that this mind offers. Its brilliance. Include moments of ignorance, of confusion and chaos, muddledness, indecision. That too. Minds are like this. Human minds are like this. Sense the moments when the mind seems to be lost in comparison to itself in the past, or to other minds in judgment or in blame. Sense the pain of a mind not at ease with itself. Sense the moments when the mind is an ally and a refuge. Let all of the aspects of mind be known with compassionate awareness. It's like this in the human mind. See if it's possible to soften any resistance that is found to how this mind is, maybe to how it's aging and changing. When you feel ready, offer to this mind your care for any suffering it experiences. As much as possible, soften and release any sense of comparison, judgment, or blame. May this mind know affection and ease, appreciation. May this mind experience freedom from suffering. May this mind feel safe and protected. May this mind be flexible and adaptive in moving through growth and change. Opening to what is new. May this mind be free from sorrow. May this mind be wise and at peace. In whatever way you like, offer this mind your care. Opening to include emotions in the heart. Allow awareness to expand, to include the area where body experience and mind experience mysteriously intersect in this thing we call emotion. No one really knows quite what emotion is, but here it is, in this body-mind. Reflect on any appreciation for pleasant emotions that bring comfort and joy, on love and tenderness, appreciation, gratitude, generosity. These emotions that nourish and feed us. Reflect on the more challenging human life energies of loneliness or fear, grief, rage, jealousy, shame, mistrust, and all of the infinite combinations of these that flow through our bodies and minds, our lives. The human body-mind is like this. Bring compassionate awareness to the endings of the pleasant emotions and the arisings of the less pleasant ones. Bring compassionate awareness to the endings of the less pleasant ones and the arisings. This constant fluid movement, flux, nothing to hold on to, nothing that's mine. The movement of waves of emotion. We're not in control. And as you're able, offer your care and compassion to the pains of your heart. May any difficult emotions be soothed and comforted, acknowledged, recognized, held in care. May all sorrows soon end. May my heart know healing. May there be peace in my heart, in my emotions, in my mind, in my body. May there be care for all the weather systems that move through. So for a few minutes, I'll just be quiet, and you can rest in whatever compassionate offering to whatever aspect of this body-mind most wants attention today. Offering your care, your tender heart, just the way you might offer it to those people in the pictures in Nepal who struggle, who suffer with the frailties of being human, the earthquakes in our hearts. Offer your care. Just as there is this incredible and mysterious mix of brilliance and frailty in this body, this mind, this heart, so too in all human forms, all human beings, there is this incredible mix of brilliance and clarity. So we can extend our compassion outward to include all the human beings in this room, all the brilliance and muddledness we carry, and outward to include all beings everywhere, all humans, in every direction. May there be healing and peace. May there be comfort and care. May all beings everywhere be free from sorrow. May all beings everywhere be free from suffering. May all beings, all bodies, all minds, all hearts, including myself, be free. So we'll close there. I don't have the bell, so we'll honor the frailty of the human mind and heart.